Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fogcast. Yes, the
Yeah.
Fogcast. And guess what? It is the year anniversary of the podcast. The 1 year
Yeah,
anniversary of this
give or
podcast.
take.
Yeah, give or take.
Also, unlike this last episode, we actually have audio from Majora. Because, fun fact, Majora was originally not going to make a April Fool's video, but then he
Yeah,
forgot to put his mic on for 3 hours worth of footage. So we lost. Well, we didn't lose the podcast as you saw.
yeah,
But we lost like 2 hours of repo footage, which is why there's not been a part two to that. Eventually, when the game updates, there will be a part two though.
yeah. Either there will be a part two or won't. We'll decide on that. Either way, though, guess what? This has audio, and also, you're the podcast, so it's very awesome. Yay. But yeah, it's me, Majora, and Creeper. Only me and Creeper for today. Because Josiah
That's
is
life.
asleep. Well, not asleep, but
Well, he's not
because
asleep. He said he was. Oh, doubt. Ignore that voice crack. I was gonna say he doesn't sleep and he's busy.
yeah, he's busy at the moment. Either
Man, that
way,
was a bad
though,
voice crack.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine. But I guess let's get into the topics here. In which, guess what? The man, the myth, the animatronic is out. Springtrap,
Springtrap.
my
Really,
boy.
Mafton. Hey, we predicted this one. If you look at the Xenomorph thumbnail, he's in it.
Yeah, he's in it. He's in it.
We also produced the Laura Croft back in the day on
Yeah,
accident.
we predicted
That
Lara
was in
Croft.
the first stream highlights video. We
Yeah,
accidentally did that.
which means we're gonna have to hide Circus Baby somewhere so she gets at it for the FNAF
Yeah, or
part
Scrap
2
Babies.
eventually.
I want Scrap Baby and Michael Afton because hopefully we get a survivor. Because in the FNAF chapter there is no survivor, sadly.
Yeah.
And I would really appreciate if there was one, but there's not. So hopefully, if there is ever a part two, which is looking likely because they've gotten two of their highest days ever in Dead by Daylight history.
Not to mention that,
during
but the
Springtrap.
DLC has also sold the most in the game.
Yeah,
It's the most sold DLC in the game.
so sold they put it on the cover of the game.
Yeah, they put Springtrap on the cover to let you know he's in the game. It's
Yeah,
real.
so for the release day for Springtrap, it was 106,000, while before the highest was 105,000 when Resident Evil Part 1 released, and then also the first day of the anniversary, it went up to 120,000
Yeah.
because the final anniversary event. And plus Springtrap, so it was probably a combination of those two things.
Yeah, so...
Well, not final anniversary, but final Trista Masqueraded. That's what I meant.
But don't worry, we'll get to the anniversary soon.
Yeah, but later on, yeah.
Yeah, a bit later on. Or just soon. Either way, though, my thoughts about Springtrap. You've obviously seen the first thoughts, my first ever gameplay against Springtrap, and also playing Springtrap in bot lobbies because the lobbies were really full at the time. And then I had actual lobbies that were pretty good.
Weirdly enough, on live release, it was actually pretty good. Like at most they were going like 15 minutes, while on the PTB you'd have to go up to like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, but
it was surprisingly not that bad.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, like for like the actual release, but like for the PTB, it was definitely.
It was pretty bad, yeah. But for some reason, like on live release, it was really good.
Yeah,
I don't know what they did to get that to work.
I'm guessing they just got more servers, or like
just because they had to, because it's how big they knew it was going to be.
Yeah, and people were again expecting it to be the biggest thing for DBD, and it seems like DBD stuck the landing, which is good. Even though there has like been a few bugs that came with Springtrap, but as in what I think about the power, I think the power is really awesome.
It's pretty fun,
and it does fit Springtrap. At first, I was one of the people who were thinking, well, you know, it's good, but it's also, does this fit Springtrap as a character? But then you realize, well, what else could you really do? Because
we've never seen him use a weapon before.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Springtrap use a weapon. The only thing we have seen is him like basically jump in your face and give you a big green smile before he tears your head off.
Yeah.
Um,
Which you do get jump scares with him. You get him. If he throws your axe at you and it gets stuck on you, he could jump scare you.
yeah, if you get
He
close
can
enough.
jump scare you in security doors, which you and him could use to teleport around the map.
Yeah,
And he jump scares you during his Mori.
yeah, which is really good. He's basically full of jump scares and a really good love letter to FNAF. But there's one disappointing thing about the chapter. I think everyone
No
can say
survivor. Yeah.
no survivor at all. Which is
I wish they brought Michael Afton. I really wish they did.
yeah, I honestly do not know why they didn't have a
It's probably
survivor.
Scott. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably Scott.
No.
I,
They did confirm they
they
could have
said it
had a
wasn't Scott.
survivor,
I know.
but
I know.
they said they want to focus on Springtrap and the map.
I don't believe him.
And
I don't believe him.
I can imagine that. I feel like that probably was the case, but at the same time, it's also um, there's not really like a huge survivor roster to choose from, but at the same time there is.
I want Michael Afton. That's it.
Yeah,
One of the reasons why I like the character, but two is we do not have enough non-human survivors.
yeah,
We have two of them, one to two. It depends on if you count a clone. We have an elf, and then we have a legendary skin that's non-human. It's a vampire.
yeah.
That's it.
And
That's
I mean,
all we have for
yeah,
non-humans.
that's basically what we have. And you also might know as well. You're probably looking at our little icons and you're thinking, "Huh, Major? Why don't you have that icon? Why you Springtrap with a propeller hat?" And that's a good question. It's because he's my main now, and
Yeah,
he's
I
very
think
fun.
he's my main now too. He's my fifth highest ranking killer.
Yeah, Springtrap is
He
now
he
my
just
highest
crossed
ranking
over
killer.
the goal for me. Speaking of, that's really nice that they finally made this official stats page too.
Oh yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention that actually. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
now we're mentioning
we're
it.
mentioning it now. For the stats page is really good and it tracks stats from 2020 all the way to now.
And onward, which is
Um,
good because I only started playing in 2022,
yeah, I
so
played
everything is on
quite
there
a
for
bit
me.
ago, but it's fine. The only thing I'd say is there is a lot of bugs with it because I remember my longest chase being I think about 4 minutes 20, and it says I my longest chase was uh and by the way that wasn't like a long time ago, that was in 2020. And yeah, they say like my longest chase there was like I think an hour, or not an hour, sorry, Jesus.
An hour. Oh,
Yeah,
damn!
not an
You
hour.
ran it until the server got shut down
Yeah,
for a minute.
no. A minute 50, yeah. Which again, it's fine, I guess for that. But no, the sets are pretty cool, and Springtrap
I
is
think
really
they've been
cool.
updated too.
As yeah, I I think they're basically everything
Perks
about
are
the
fine.
chapter are really good, but the perks for Springtrap are
They're fine.
very fine,
They're in
but
character, but they're
they're really
fine.
underpowered. I feel like they need some buffs. Like
Yeah, I
Haywire needs a
agree.
buff, and Phantom Fear needs
Help
a
wanted.
buff. Help Wanted needs a buff as
I
well.
don't even know what you could do to buff help wanted, but
For Help Wanted, I'd say for a compromised generator, that's basically allowing the survivors to complete the generator so you can get that boost. So it's basically supposed
yeah,
to be a trap gen. And compromised
yeah,
has existed, I think, since Singularity. I'm pretty sure. With
yeah, I think so.
yeah, with getting haste after the generator, which honestly I feel like would work with Springtrap more because the more you have haste and tracking with Springtrap, it's pretty good. Um, I will say though, he's definitely just kind of like Huntress. He's definitely not really good with like
That's
really tight
fine.
corners, but he can also hit over loops, unlike Huntress. And
Yeah,
I think it's a little disingenuous to say he is just Huntress because there's a lot of people who've been just saying it's literally just Huntress. And
his projectile feels different because
yeah,
it's heavy, unlike
yeah,
Huntress's
it's the heaviest
packet.
projectile in the
And
game.
also he could teleport too.
Yeah, that as well. He can also. I mean, a lot of killers do teleport.
Well, you want to know who doesn't? Huntress.
Well, yeah, Huntress doesn't teleport. So another thing, if we would use that same argument where it's basically, okay, yeah, let's say Does it Springtrap is Huntress? Okay, let's take a look at some other killers that have some similar abilities. We can basically just say Xenomorph is Demogorgon, who goes underground, and he is. A lot of people did say he's basically just Demogorgon. Um, and
Yeah, although he used to be my main, and he's my number one killer still
oh, that
on
as well.
DVD stats.
And it's like, it's just the comparisons. It's like every killer has like a thing taken from another killer. Even someone as with Dracula, who has three different forms, he gets one. He's like a combination of a bunch of other killers. For his bat form, it's Spirit and Dredge, but he gets to teleport to down pallets and windows instead of lockers. And then you have what is it? His Pounce, which basically works like Wesker's Pounce, or not Pounce, but
Mm-hmm.
Dash, but except he has to do it instantly after. And then you have his regular, which basically works like the Nemesis Whip, except it can't really like drag over um, uh, things. It's a very weird projectile Hellfire is, but Dracula is like definitely one of the top 5 killers. He is really really good. But yeah, basically, if you're comparing killers, just know every killer is gonna eventually end up being similar.
Okay. Also, should we talk about the skins Springtrap received?
Oh yeah, true. The skins he received
So
are really really cool.
4, he dropped it 4. Glitch Trap, the Yellow Rabbit from Five Nights at Freddy's the movie, Toxic Springtrap, and Clown Springtrap.
Yeah.
The latter 2 are okay. I mean, they look good, but obviously they're not as big of a deal as Glitch Trap and the Yellow Rabbit, because those have unique voice lines and animation, some unique animations.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I'd
So
say
White Man jump scare. Let's go. White Man
yeah,
jump scare.
we get Matthew Lillard with the white man jump scare. I'd say the one thing I'm like only a tad disappointed with the Springtrap skins. I'm not like saying, of course, this ruins the chapter at all. Nowhere near. Just some stuff disappointed about it is the fact with Matthew Lillard's skin. I wish there was a customizable thing where it can take on and off the head, and it can also change the voice lines, like modify them. There's someone on Twitter who actually modified the voice lines to make it sound like how he sounds in the movie, which was really cool.
They said they might revisit that someday to add that. And it's also important to know that we're getting at least 2 other skins this year.
Yeah,
they hinted towards October. A Bladed Springtrap, and then another one that Mr. Pope, Eric Pope, said he was his favorite. So, and that should be coming around October.
Yeah, and we might get some like Foxy.
They said they didn't forget Foxy.
Yeah, they're not gonna forget Foxy. So
it's not on the map.
Foxy is gonna show up, and honestly, I'm excited. I know he's not gonna be like a killer technically. He's gonna be a killer skin, but it's still really
maybe
cool.
We don't know. Imagine if he was a survivor.
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. Foxy's it'd be our first non-human, I guess, technically, unless it's
first
the possessed
non-humanoid, I guess. No, because we have non-humans.
It's
just that
survivor,
they're pretty human shaped. Yeah.
But no, either way, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. They're adding all this stuff for FNAF, and there's a possibility there's going to be a part 2. Am I really a fan that they've said, like, the Mimic may be a killer? I mean, kinda, but like,
I'd be fine. If the power is good, I'd be fine with it. Yeah. And I will be fine with it if we get Michael Afton, please. Please.
Yeah.
I need this, Scott. I need this.
I'd say, like, it would be... I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I think Secret of the Mimic was a very good game, but I'm kind of like in the Markiplier opinion.
I really want Scrap Baby.
Yeah, I'm basically in the Markiplier opinion where I like the new direction of the games, but I'm still really nostalgic for the old click type games, which is fine, by the way. Again, this game, Secret of the Mimic,
not bad.
It's actually not bad.
It might not be entirely for you.
Yeah, it's just not entirely for me. It's not my cup of tea, really, but it's still really good. I like the Mimic as a villain, and he's pretty cool. I really like it. But otherwise, I'd
Yeah.
say, yeah, that's basically all we really had to talk about with the FNAF chapter. I mean,
Springtrap.
with Springtrap, he got some really good skins, and he, at best, maybe I'd say he's like probably around a B tier killer. A B tier killer is the
Yeah,
way to put him.
he's still, but he's fun. He's fun, and
He's a
that's
fun
what
B
matters,
tier. Yeah,
guys.
he's a fun
He's a
B
fun
tier,
character.
and as Springtrap would say, he's the fun one.
I'm the fun one. That's one
So
of his lines. They brought back the original voice actor, and that's pretty epic.
yeah. So since we mentioned the anniversary event, let's mention it now and get it out of the way. So the anniversary
Yeah.
event, there's nothing necessarily different
Nothing
from
crazy, yeah.
the last one, where tricks came through. Although it's gonna definitely be newer for other new players
players.
who can't come
Yeah.
in for FNAF players, because they're gonna be like,
Although,
whoa, what is this type of thing?
yeah. I will say it is nice that they're making sure that every original character that hasn't gotten a mask is getting one. So that's pretty
Oh
nice.
yeah, I'm glad
And
they're making sure that happens.
yeah, and Vecna getting one is pretty cool because Vecna's my second most played killer, so that's pretty cool.
I will say one thing. I'm starting to come around to Vecna. Vecna is I'm starting to come around to him now. I'm not
You're gonna get that Vecna video finally.
In your dreams. And
So, wait, for those who don't know, I wanted to make a deal with Majora. He rejected it, but I said if I get everything right about the FNAF chapter, you have to make a video about Vecna, and he said no. But the funniest thing is I got it wrong, so it wouldn't have even mattered because I said the funny thing is I got two of the things right. I said Springtrap Killer, uh, ba- um, map based off the original pizzeria. And then, but I said Minecraft Survivor. So if I just didn't say that and he took the offer, we would be getting a Vecna video. Because if you didn't know, since the Xenomorph, Majora's made a video on every killer except for two, Chucky and Vecna.
And I will say, the Chucky footage still does exist. So if you guys still want that, I'll make it. But what is it? The only thing you guys really got Chucky wise was the overreact video, the first overreact. Which again, if you guys do want it, you know what? We'll do a like goal here. Get this video to like 6 likes, and I'll do a with the footage we have, which is older footage. It doesn't have my mic in this quality right now. It'd be on like my earbuds mic. That would be what would be the video that's coming out basically. So yeah, and then I'll end up making that and uploading it, and you guys get to see some lost footage, I guess.
Yeah, although if we get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, that's likely not going to happen. So Majora probably doesn't have to worry about it. He'll make a video about Vecna. Trust.
Yeah,
you said that.
I will.
That.
I did say that. Yeah. So I guess we'll have the goal there. Again.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, but
it's not exactly like my most dreaded thing. Vecna isn't that bad to play. It's just I found him decently boring, but you know he could get like better with me playing him, but like when I played him a little bit, I was just kind of bored. But I did hear he got buffed recently, so maybe that'll make it a bit more fun. I don't know. Either way, yeah, I'll try him out.
Anyway, we should talk about some good old fashioned chapter speculation.
Yeah, true. This one we will kind of go through a little quicker, but yeah, we'll talk about the new, well, not new stuff, but I guess some apparent leaks, maybe like that. So I guess if you wanna, yeah, maybe we don't know if they're 100% real.
The thing, you never know if the leaks are real until it's out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if that will be real or not, or just nothing. But
okay, so for the year 10 roadmap, in July there is a mid chapter coming out, and that will have just 2 survivors and a rift. We don't know if the Rift will be for that chapter because it could also be for FNAF, but it from the looks of it, it does sound like it's not going to be FNAF, and I'm kind of sad about that. But that's the reality we live in.
Yeah.
And in the year 10 teaser, not teaser, roadmap, there was a tease like some of the letters are like slightly faded, and it spells out the ones who lived, and that is the title of a spin-off series for The Walking Dead. And the two main characters of that are um, let me
Creeper
just
is looking up
I
right
know
now.
one of their names, I just don't know the other.
Yeah, Creeper is looking
Rick
up right
Grimes and Michonne.
now. Yeah,
Sorry, I don't watch Walking Dead. My dad banned me
Michonne.
from what.
Yeah, Michonne, I think.
Michonne?
Michonne, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, my dad. Anyway, so it's basically guaranteed to be that, and it's not like we'll have to wait because too long, because the PTB for that will be on July 8th, and that's only a week and a week and so away.
Yeah, so that's not going to be half bad. So yeah, we'll have about 2 new survivors here, and then in September it's going to be a original chapter. So we have
based
no.
Off South.
Oh, what
All
is
we
based
know
off?
about it, we only know one thing about it. It's not based off Japan. It's based off, because people were asking. It's based off Southeast Asian mythology, which is a big deal because that's a part of the world that has not been touched in Dead by Daylight yet.
Yeah, so that could be pretty interesting. I know some people were speculating if it was going to be a spider killer, but some.
Yeah, and it's not even Japanese. They said.
Yeah, but the only thing is I think they said something about they might not add a spider killer ever, maybe just because some people
At least
have
it's not
arachnophobia.
planned right now.
Yeah, at least it's not planned because some people do have
Well,
arachnophobia and it is pretty big. But at the same time, it's like I don't know, maybe.
my thing. My biggest worry about that was just that we would. Japan is the country with the second most amount of killers in the game. I'm like, really? We want to do that?
Yeah.
Because obviously America's the most overrepresented. I mean, the newest killer was just American, and before that they were Japanese.
Yeah.
And so I was hoping that like another country would be represented, and it looks like we're getting that. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, at least we'll be getting that. But no, then we have the mystery license chapter.
November
The
licensed
November one.
one killer survivors. Now there are supposed leaks about this, and
I
what
actually
they're
want to hear
saying
them. What do you say?
is that I'm hearing different reports about the survivors, but what I heard is that I'm just saying what I've heard. I don't know if this is true, and obviously we won't know until it releases. Is that it will be a Resident Evil Part 3 chapter.
Ooh,
with Jack Baker as the killer.
Yeah.
From the 7th game.
Now, if that is the case, I won't really be disappointed. The only thing I'm just a bit interested about is if that is the case, is the 2 survivors going to be Ethan and his daughter, or just Ethan and Mia, maybe?
Yeah, or maybe, Chris, maybe from 8. Well, it was mostly in 8, but
it could be, or it could even be what is it? Zoe from 7.
Yeah, you're right. That's another good option.
Yeah.
But no, that's one option. Those are some supposed leaks, and here are 2 ideas that just come to my mind personally. In November, I believe the final season of Stranger Things is going to be starting to release, so it's possible we could see a Stranger Things Part 2.
What if we get another? What if we get another Vecna in the game?
Yeah, exactly. It would probably be the other Vecna.
That'd be pretty funny.
It's funny because that Vecna is named after the Vecna we already have.
Exactly.
Anyway, and the other option is Predator, because there will be another Predator film coming out in November. Yeah. So we just get one in June, and the answer to that is yes, we did, but we're getting another one.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of handfuls here. If you were to wonder what chapters I would want, even like something like if we get another anime inspired chapter, I don't think we will. Well, not inspired.
For
more
a while,
like an anime one. I don't think we'll get one for a while, but there's a few anime that come to mind, and that being either one Demon Slayer, that's a good one, 2,
I keep on being told to watch that. I've never watched it.
oh, you should. It's pretty good. 2, Berserk. That one's pretty hardcore, so I don't know if they would add that. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I saw people question if Judge Holden should be in it,
Yeah,
but
I
he's just like so evil. It's like, I don't know, man.
yeah, I remember some people saying just some stuff about like more evil characters being in the game, but I think as evil as we're gonna get is Freddy Krueger, who
Yeah,
um,
reboot Freddy specifically.
yeah, reboot Freddy, yeah, specifically with that. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be some like that. But if I out of those 3 options, the one I'd want most is probably Predator. I would love a Predator chapter because
Yeah, the only thing I would be
it would
worried
go along
about
with
with
Alien.
that one is the fact there's no map, because I think it would have been nice to have a map with that. But other than
Yeah,
that, I'd be pretty down. And once again, I let's see. Okay, I've just been I started playing the Resident Evil games a few weeks ago. I finished 7 and 8 so far, and I'm going back to play through
yeah.
6.
Creeper
But
is a bit of
I
a Resident Evil fanatic now. He's going
I
through
now
it.
I love the series now so much. I'm like, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, maybe I'll need to buy 5 and then we co-op together.
Yeah, that could be cool. It's on sale right now.
True. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, and then
Event.
anyways, that's what we got.
No, wait. There's one more. Yeah,
Oh,
for that
well, yeah,
for
for the license, for the license.
for license. And then in March there will be a Survivor and a New Realm released. And this is what we're a little worried about this, because that means Year 10 only has 3 killers. So we might have, which is kind of scary for us, because that means we're gonna have less killer videos coming
Yeah,
out.
there's gonna be less killer videos. There's gonna be a bit of a DVD drought because the thing is,
We might have to release Survivor videos then. Yeah.
yeah, we either one might have to release some Survivor videos, or 2, get a little bit creative with the content, or some variety videos to tie you guys over, because we kind of been avoiding some variety videos right now, which we kind of
It's
need to
mostly
do more.
Majora's fault.
Shut. No, it is not my fault. No.
He's been sitting on 2 videos he's editing.
Okay. Either way,
I'm just saying.
there eventually be variety.
Yeah. Anyway,
make
for
sure for that.
yeah. So here's my theory for the March one. I have no evidence for this, but I think it's gonna be a semi-sequel to All Kill. I think it's gonna be another Survivor related to the Trickster, and it's gonna be a map based off of Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah, I
That's what I think.
yeah I can imagine that. I honestly have no idea who what the March chapter could be.
Yeah, that's my only theory. I have no idea.
Yeah, I just have no idea what the March chapter could be. I know right now what I would like to talk about as well. That's pretty cool. Is the fact that we got to choose your own chapter, and they tease us
so
a little
cool.
bit, and they have this interactive website. We can probably try to link it down in the description, or at least like the post.
Yeah.
But what is it? You can
It's gonna
basically
be
choose
weekly,
your own.
or bi-weekly.
Ooh, bi-weekly? Oh, okay, that's nice.
I think so. Every other week, I think. Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
basically you'll be able to choose your survivor and killer.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to create our own chapter in Dead by Daylight as a
I-
community.
If you want to know personally what I voted for, I voted for Otherworldly Killer Apocalyptic Survivor.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I voted for.
Yeah, because here's the thing: Grounded is cool, but we got a lot of grounded killers in the game, so
Yeah.
wasting it on Grounded could be a bit right?
Yeah, we're probably gonna get we get those all the time.
Yeah, we kind of get a lot of grounded killers. Then we got Supernatural. We got a lot of Supernatural killers in the game.
You gotta get them out, yeah.
So the other one is Eldritch, which is kind of like
We only got a
Dredge,
couple of those.
and
We got Dredge and
Unknown.
Unknown. That's it.
And I kind of want to go for those, or Apocalyptic. Is there Apocalyptic Killer?
Apocalyptic is for Survivor.
Just
only.
for Survivor? What's the other one?
Yeah.
Cosmic?
Yes, I think it's Cosmic. Yes.
Yeah, which I think.
Or wait, no,
Cosmic-
or it's like Ceramic or something. I don't know what
Ceramic.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
But one of their 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 examples for that were like the artist and singularity. So I don't know what that means. I should probably wait. I think I should look that up because I don't know what that means, and I'm making myself look stupid right now. So I'm gonna go look that up real quick.
Creeper gonna look some stuff up, man. You know.
I don't know what it means at all.
But
Chimeric, Chimeric. That's what it's titled.
hmm.
Chimeric. What
But
does that mean? Oh, it means a mythical animal formed from parts of various animals.
that is
Oh,
pretty good, like a
like
chimera.
the Greek thing, chimer. I'm such a dumb.
Okay, well we got Creeper right there. He had a
Oh my god, yes, no, yes,
Creeper
that makes sense because the
Creeper just
artist is
had
a
a
combination of human birds. The
Creeper.
singularity is a combination of machine and organic
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
I'm
So
sorry, guys.
it seems like Creeper had a Vicily moment from that one time in Wheel of Fortune. What I did, didn't know what Vicily was. I still don't.
So
I'm joking. Um,
Sicily,
yeah,
the
Sicily,
island,
Sicily. Yeah,
the island off of Italy.
yeah.
That's a part of Italy,
It's part of Italy. Yeah. Did I say Vicily? Oh my god. Whatever. Anyways,
bro.
cut it.
Oh god, I'm
Cut
sorry,
it. Cut it.
guys.
No, no,
I'm
no.
sorry. Cut.
We're dumb. We're dumb. We're dumb. We're both dumb. But no.
Oh god.
Anyways, that was really bad. Oh my god, we're so stupid. Anyways,
What does this mean? I say as if it's not a relatively common animal type in fantasy.
what does that mean? No, but
Hmm.
that's also pretty cool killer that could be pretty cool, and also it even suggested in that one specifically a werewolf. So
Yeah.
we haven't not done technically a werewolf thing. The only closest thing we got is playing as a wolf.
But that's just what vampire. But Dracula could just do that in media, so like that's just a power we have.
So a wolf could be pretty cool, especially if it fucking howls and everything. It could be pretty awesome. So
Guys, we need a cocaine bear. That's what we need.
yeah, cocaine bear is a killer. No, anyways. So yeah, honestly, pretty cool idea from DBD. And at first, I was thinking in my head, oh, have they run out of ideas? But then it's like, no, they haven't. They're just giving the community a thing where it's like, hey, you guys can have a killer this time because, you know, it's up to you guys. It's basically also supposed to be a thing where it's like 10th anniversary coming up. It's like, hey guys, you guys can make a killer in Survivor this time. Kind of like a love letter.
I hope we get a non-human survivor out of this.
Please. I hope so too. We should get some more non-human survivors, kind of like technically Gabriel Soma,
maybe
because he or is there either way, yeah, because he's
technically
a clone, so I mean he's still human, but then also
but
there's
then Astri and then Alucard.
Yeah,
and Alucard's a lesbian skin. He's not even base.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
Yeah, and then Astri's an elf, and both of those are all pretty human-like, and I'm like, well, FNAF would have been the greatest opportunity to get a non-human survivor because we could have gotten a corpse. Yeah. And the funniest option they could have done is Michael Afton, but he literally looks like Springtrap's corpse except purple.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Because they look similar to each other in life, so in theory they should look similar to each other in death.
Yeah, and he'd be like all purple color, and he'd have some teeth missing, and he'd also have like hollowed out, well, not like eyes, but he'd have like the white eyes that they usually had for like the animatronics.
Yeah,
that could be pretty cool. Kind of like the anyway. But no. Anyways, we're getting back into FNAF.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, sweet
guys. We're getting sidetracked.
Either way, what we need to talk about is Frank Stone getting stoned. All right.
He's getting kicked out. We all know he was supposed to be a chapter. Let's be honest. Yeah. We all know it. That's the game ended on him going to the fog with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
He was going to be a chapter, but they clearly canceled it. Oh.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. So you know how we're not getting any killer in March.
Yeah.
My theory is that Survivor / map was going to release like in May or like around the time Orella released this year, and there's going to be a Frank Stone chapter in March of 2026. That's my theory. I think that was the plan, but they canceled it because the game didn't do well. But hey guys, here's a crazy idea. One, that wasn't Frank Stone's fault. he was probably the best part about that game, or at least one of them. Some of the
I'll
characters are pretty good
say
too.
Creeper is the
So there should have been
biggest Frank
survivors.
Stone defender, so maybe we can have
And two, you want to know what could have helped sell your game?
marketing.
Having it in the game that's already popular.
That as well.
You could have had like a deal going on if you buy the chapter and the game. Like you could have done that.
Yeah, and
I'm just saying.
They even advertised Frank Stone to be a certain percentage off during the live show for the first showing of Springtrap. So that was also something.
It's just they want to bring him in as a skin. Guys, please don't do this. Please, guys, please don't do this.
He's only gonna be a trapper skin. Callback to that
a trapper skin. You're gonna make this interesting character a skin for the worst character in the game. Please.
Yeah.
Please don't do it.
It seems, what is it? Frank Stone is just a skin now. Either way, moving on from Frank Stone, let's do a moment of silence for Frank Stone.
Fly high, King. You were a murderer and almost killed a baby, but I stopped you from doing it.
Anyways, that's enough silence for Frank Stone.
I finished a game in 6 hours in one sitting.
Creeper is a little bit of a gamer. Anyways, moving on from Frank Stone, let's kick the stone aside and let us talk about some DVD community members, like in usually on Twitter, harassing a dev over a joke quote
on the anniversary.
In the anniversary.
So, if you don't know, during the anniversary, instead of when you're loading any games, instead of you get normal blurbs, instead you get a quote from a member on the team. A lot of them are joking and they're those silly things. And one of the things was one of the people saying, "Oh, I don't like the Skull Merchant either." And some Skull Merchant fans decided to go out of their way to harass this. Like, well, she just said she doesn't like a killer.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, so they're going out of their way to harass a person on the team. And here's the thing. I dislike the Skull Merchant, yes. But
especially after they completely gutted her.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a right to be a little upset about them ruining a character you like. But you can't just go, it's not her fault.
Yeah, she was literally a VFX designer.
Yeah, like, it's really not her fault. Leave her alone. Actually, if it was her fault, still, leave them alone. Yeah. But it's not even her fault.
Yeah, because here's the biggest thing about Skull Merchant, right? The thing is, you can respect any sort of killer if you want. Some killers I'm like, I don't really like, and not that I remove them from the game, but I just don't like them. Skull Merchant is one of them. I didn't like them on the release. I don't like their design. I don't like their lore.
She's a baddie though, so.
But I mean, like, the only cool thing about Skull Merchant I can say is she had the little exo arm thing to like little weapon. That's the coolest part about her. I can say that. That's if you helped me at gunpoint and I had to say something cool about Skull Merchant, that'd be it. And also the drones are pretty cool. That's it. Not like as a game mechanic, but as like an idea.
It's like their cool design.
Yeah, they're really cool. I like them. But
also, what is a Skull Merchant?
Yeah, that as well.
So, I swear, sometimes behavior be making up words like Howmaster and Deathslinger. Those ain't words.
Yeah, those are not words. They're more like nicknames, right? But like for the Skull Merchant, she doesn't even sell skulls. Well, what is she a merchant?
She's not a merchant. She's a billionaire who owns a bunch of companies.
Yeah, like what is the name? Okay. Anyways, though, we don't want to.
And just before anyone says anything, I know she's named after a character a manga that her father made.
Yeah,
but a lot of the names that the killers get are from like, kind of seem like they're from the perspective of the survivor. So therefore it makes no sense that she's called the Skull Merchant.
Yeah, and don't take this as like us taking a low blow shot at Skull Merchant, right? Everyone.
I don't even hate her. I don't hate any killers.
Yeah, everyone's already done that, right? I can hate facing killers, but I don't really like hate killers. I can hate facing them as a survivor because sometimes it's a bit annoying, but like again, Skull Merchant is not like that big of an issue anymore, and
She's not even strong
she's not
anymore.
she's not
Like,
even
who
strong.
cares?
She used to be very really strong, even with
Yeah,
her
but then they
chase.
took her out back and shot her.
Yeah, then they yeah they took Skull Merchant back out back and shot her, and they're planning to do a rework, probably somewhere around this year or next year. They're planning to rework
Yeah,
sometime, kind of like who
Pixel
they did
Bush is
with
ready
Freddy.
for it.
So I'm interested what they're gonna do with her power, considering they had 3 attempts and they failed. Well, yeah, 3 attempts being her base power, which turned into a camping gen thing, and
Yeah.
then and then a second one, which was oh my god, the the second one being a chase killer where she would place down not generator, sorry. She placed down generators. No, she placed down her
Yeah,
drones,
that's new
and then
power. Make it easier for survivors.
yeah, and then immediately, what is it? She placed down a drone, and then you would be in this chase with the loop, and you couldn't really leave the loop. The Skull Merchant gets a haste boost, and she gets fucking everything, and then you get all of the proc effects on you, and you get broken. So then the Skull Merchant just has to get an easy down for you. It basically required no effort. I made a build where it completely destroyed Shaq as a loop. It's a complete
Mhm.
anti-chase build, so survivors can't chase for long. And Skull Merchant literally dominates. I didn't even have to lift a finger. I just throw up a drone, bamboozle
Now
through
she's
the
poo
Shaq window, and now they have to drop Shaq. And then even if they drop Shaq, I still get them. It's over,
hmm
right? So that's the one thing. Skull Merchant was pretty crazy there, and then obviously now we have base Skull Merchant, and no one really plays Skull Merchant. Kind of like, unfortunately, how no one really plays Houndmaster, because Houndmaster was really buggy on
It's like
this,
how
and still pretty
Master,
buggy.
like, she had bugs, but like she's not horrible.
I don't know, like
But
for
it's just kind of hard to get the hang of her the redirecting of snugs.
yeah, it's just like even if I got like the hang of her, it's like I don't know. But I guess though that's the end of Skull Merchant. But the main lesson of the day: don't harass devs, please. That's not
Yeah,
good.
don't do
That's
that.
not
Don't be jerks. Like
yeah
no one gains anything from doing it.
yeah
No one.
yeah, and it's just mean. And so just don't fucking do it. Like don't be a weirdo. Don't harass
Yeah, if you're
devs.
gonna do it, get a life and get out.
Yeah, like don't harass devs, and especially the original tweet called for them to get fired because of that.
Yeah,
Fired from the company because of that, and they
and then
wish
they
they got
started, and then
laid
they
off.
purposely added the person just so that people could harass them. Like, don't do. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Actually, I
like
got like 100 tweets on a like for saying you're a jerk.
yeah, literally uh, like why would you do that? Like stop being a fucking douche. Like honestly, it's just it's really disheartening to see like the community just going like, let's go harass this one person
She
because
she literally has four. She literally has 42 followers. Like, what do you gain from doing?
yeah.
Like,
Um,
what do you gain from doing that to her?
yeah, literally, like, what do you gain from doing that? It's just mean spirited and really stupid. Um, but otherwise, I guess with some people going out to harass devs, I guess some people have been saying the game's getting a bit hard, as in
Yeah,
gens are flying fast, and that's what people are saying.
and I will say personally, I have not experienced this, but maybe that's just because I'm too good, or it's because I'm so horrible. I keep on going against horrible people. That's
Yeah,
also an opposite.
yeah, it could be the opposite
But I know
things.
you
For
have.
me personally, I've been experienced this, and some other people in the DVD community have been experienced this. People like Minskool have been pointed out. Some more indie DVD YouTubers like me, um, and just others to name a few. There's one other person. Either way, there's quite a lot of people talking about it, and basically with Springtrap's release, and people are putting it on basically they're not being able to pressure the survivors as much because survivors, guess what? The healing meta is back. So the
Yeah.
healing meta before was with Circle of Healing, and if you went back to watch my night video, you would see I was really happy when Boone Circle of Healing got nerfed and Dead Hard as well. Both perks shot out and back, pew, pew, double kill. Um, Now this was really like good like for the time being for some killers, but now like this is kind of getting ridiculous because usually a survivor now just runs I think the perk Resurgence from Jill, and they'll be at 70% health on like immediately after they get unhooked, and then someone has Bonding Knowledge and they can get healed up within 3 seconds or less,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty insane. Now this kind of semi prevents tunneling, but then once people run anti-tunneling perks and then killers to try to get some pressure. This isn't all killers, of course. Some killers tunnel at 5 gens, but for some killers trying to get some pressure in the game and going like, I don't have anyone dead, and it's about 2 to 1 generator left. I kind of need to kill someone. In game, of course. So
In Roblox.
yeah, in Roblox, of course. No, anyways, so they go and try to tunnel this person, but this person has all the anti-tunneling. They pull out their fucking Darth Maul lightsaber, and it's decisive and decisive and off the record, which is just
Stab
like,
you a bunch.
yeah, and then they just stab you a bunch, and it's like, oh great, so this one person I've been trying to get, especially if you're like a Springtrap and Garden of Joy, and the survivors know how to do things,
It's really messed up because
you're going to lose.
the Dredge invited you to his garden.
Yeah, the Dredge
Come on,
invite you to
respect
his
it.
garden, but like I'm trying to respect it, but like Dredge, holy shit, can you like rework your map again? It's terrible.
Although it gave us the FNAF map kind of because it's in the same realm.
Yeah, but still, holy shit, like Garden of Joy is like, I guess side tangent. Garden of Joy is still fucking bad. Fix it now, please. It's so bad. Anyways,
It's only Garden of Joy. All the other maps in that realm are good.
yeah, literally, just Garden of Joy. Please fix the map. It's so fucking survivor sided. Like, just make it balanced. And I'm not talking killer sided. Just make it fucking balanced, please. There's so many windows. There's so many like loops that can go on for like so much. It's just infuriating when you play as a killer, and I play both sides, so it's not me favoring killers or anything like that. I actually like when Survivor is a loop, and I like when I swing to miss killers. It's my favorite pastime. Swing to miss will eventually come again.
It's coming soon. It's been over 2 years, but part 4 is coming soon. Trust, guy.
Eventually, the copium.
Yeah, once you're stop being lazy. Yeah.
Whenever, but no. Anyways, though, that's basically it for for everything. Just had to go on that side tangent about Garden of Joy. It's really terrible. And now for our last topic today. We kind of went through quite a bit, so we'll make sure to go through this final topic. And this one is near and dear to me because I hate these people. Okay, this is the only people I hate. Them. All right, and we're gonna be talking about cheaters. Now, when you hear the name, well, not the name, but the term cheater.
Yeah, the name cheater.
Yeah. When you hear the term cheater, what do you think in your head? Fat loser on a keyboard. And also even in the live stream for the Springtrap reveal, the second one, Eric, the legend himself, says cheaters are losers, and I couldn't agree more. Because cheaters literally just go out to ruin people's games. Just because either one, they were banned themselves, or two, they target TTVs just because they have a pride flag. Now, if you're informed about this, you will know who I'm talking about. So, yeah. Either way. I will say there's some credit from the legend Spook and Jukes himself, who's made some videos about these cheaters, even debated some of these cheaters on topics. My favorite quote being, of course, from a cheater, um, is, "Hey, when you load up into a game, like if you're playing with a cheater, it's basically like a different game mode. But there's one logical thing with that doesn't make sense. You don't queue up for this cheater match. You get it forced upon you. So if you're a killer, you're going to be going against this douche who speed hacks to pallets, and sometimes they even get caught while they're speed hacking. Look to Lilith Omen, a pretty good Blade YouTuber, who caught a cheater with Springtrap's axe when they were speed hacking. Yes, these people are terrible at the game, but
that's why they hack.
That's why they hack, and I will not hear anything otherwise. Hackers hack, and they're not even hackers. Don't even give them that. They're cheaters who pay for the software. They hack, and they suck. They just suck. It's simple as that. You literally look at most cheaters, and if you've ever found these cheaters, look up their normal gameplay, and you look how terrible they are in DBD, how terrible they are in chases, how terrible they are as killer, and they just suck so hard, and they have to cheat because otherwise no one will watch their content. So they either, one, rage bait, or two, just have hacking live streams, and then it's so weird. It's like a humiliation fetish. People come in and just basically say, "Yeah, dude, you're a loser," and then they're just like, "Yeah," like, what are you proving? I don't get it. But recently, Spook and Jukes covered a not really new thing. This was really prevalent back in the day of DBD. These Terminator bots. What is it? I think Spook and Jukes just calls them this, or that's the term. They who go into a game. These little bots go into a game. They set them up, and they speed hack around the map and hit you and put you on hooks. Basically, it's like an AFK bot. Usually when they're live streaming and going to bed. So basically, this bot queues up constantly and plays the game for them. Now, I don't know who would just be constantly watching this, because it's kind of just like really sad.
Sounds boring.
It sounds very boring to watch because it's not like an actual game. It's just either like a nurse speed hacking, and it's a bot plane. It's not an actual person. So it's like, what is entertaining about this? It's okay. It's entertaining for like a minute, and then you're like, so what's the point of this?
Right? So this is also, it's probably more entertaining from survivor's perspective anyway.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, to see like a nurse going around. But for anyone unfortunate who's listening now, who runs into these hackers or bots, of course report. Even though unfortunately sometimes it doesn't work because they can just get another one, but they will be spending their hard-earned cash to do so. Well, probably not actually hard-earned. They probably just get a check. But regardless, basically the way to counter these bots is if you go into a locker, the bot could get stuck, and remember, if they face frontwards, they can hit you through the locker and down you. So that's to basically be warned. But they can't hit you when you're inside the locker and they're hitting you from the side. Basically, the bot will be confused because you're in a locker, and it doesn't open up the locker at all. It just hits the side of the locker constantly because it knows you're in the locker, but it'll basically do that. And sometimes they will break and try to go find the hatch, and they'll get stuck on an object or terrain, and then you can escape, such as what Spook and Jukes does in his recent video. So let this be a lesson for hackers out there and cheaters.
Get out!
You should get out of the DBD community because no one wants you here. and you add absolutely nothing in content. And there are so many different DVD YouTubers I can think who deserve way more fame than you. And what even fame do you have? You're just like in the
Yeah, just a
community.
loser. Bye
You're,
bye.
you're just you're just a loser. You're just going along. It's so sad. But either way, that will be it for the podcast for today.
Yeah, you've
And
been talking for too long.
yeah, we have been
Free
talking for
yourself from this pain.
a long time.
Also,
Um,
guys, Resident Evil 5 is $5 right now, so go out and buy it. In fact, buy all the Resident Evil games. They're all on sale for like 75%, except for number 4 remake, because that's the most recent one as of now. And so that one's like 20 right now, but it's still half off, so go
yeah,
get it.
yeah, it's still half off. So make sure to get your Resident Evil games, and remember, in the famous words of Eric Pope, cheaters are losers. Goodbye, everyone, and we will all see you in the fog.